That's absolutely it. I'll return the email to her. All right, estheticians, I didn't leave y'all out. This is my travel day, but I wanted to make sure you guys had something to review. Hey, we are in chapter 4, diseases and disorders of the skin. I want you to recap what we went over previously, which where we were starting to go over the primary lesions, yes, secondary and tertiary lesions as well. And so, look, don't forget this chapter, I need you to do your index card. So every term you see in blue is going to have an index card, and I could check it at any moment. Okay. Also, I need you to begin your check-in questions. That's always going to be reviewed. And again, I can check those at any moment. So go ahead and start working on those, because a little birdie just may have told me that you may get a pop-up in a couple of days. Okay. So yeah, somebody may be checking something in a couple of days. So make sure you have everything you need, those two things that we've asked for, because it is the end of the month. And so it is time for us to do evaluations, okay? And so let's check up on our recap of primary lesions. As you can see on page 124 and 125, you will see those terms. What I need you to do is study them, learn what each one does and how it looks. You'll see the graphics, the primary tables from table 4.1 and table 4.2. Okay, and as you see here, you have the bulla. It shows a graphic. It also will give a description of it. We have what a cyst is, and a cyst is also a turbuncle. Okay, so make sure you reference those two terms. Um, And as we continue to go down, we have mostule. Okay. We have a mostule, a nodule, okay, which is like a knot, a nodule, a papule, okay, a papule, all right. Then you have a pustule, okay. What's the difference between a papule and a pustule? All right. One contains pus and the other one doesn't. All right. Make sure you understand those. Then we also have tumor and a vesicle. Okay, vesicle are similar to what we call blisters. All right. Then we have a wale. Let's know the difference between whales and our other items as well. Okay, so make sure we check those out. Those are our primary lesions. Now we're moving over to our secondary lesions, and of course, let's highlight secondary lesions are characterized by piles of material on the skin surface, such as crust or scab, okay? Or by a depression in the skin surface, such as an ulcer, all right? We first have crust, okay? That's in reference of that pile of material called the scab, okay? Then we have excoriation. Ah, yes, cosmetologists see this also. Then we have fissures, all right? Notice the characteristics of a fissure: dry, split, crack in the skin. Then we have keloid skin. Some of us may be familiar with that. We've heard that before. Let's study it. Let's become familiar with it again as it relates to aesthetics. And then we have scale. Now, when you start to see these secondary lesions, whether on the hairline, the scalp, or around any other part of the body that you're going to be working on, you need to understand the differences, okay? The differences of all of those in different areas. All right. It may all look the same or have similarities, but they're not the same. And then we look at scar. Okay. We deal a lot with scar, guys. We deal a lot with scars. So make sure we're understanding this component. And the key component is, how do we minimize scarring? So as the esthetician, that's going to be a key factor, because how do we minimize scarring? We have a couple of ways to help with minimizing scarring. Okay. Let's talk about it. And then you have ulcer, All of these are terms. All of these are lesions that you have to be familiar with, which means if I show you a picture, I need you to know what it is. Also, I need you to tell me a little bit about it, okay? We're going to make sure that we reference our check-in questions as well, which, self-explanatory. Page 124 to 127. What are primary lesions and also what are secondary lesions? All right. As we're preparing to move further into diseases and disorders of the skin, we're going to come upon a part that's kind of dear to a lot of us, and which is, everybody some kind of way has a family member or had someone affected by cancer. Okay, we're going to learn this particular chapter this week about skin cancer and how estheticians are so connected to it. And sometimes we're the first ones that see the signs. We can't diagnose, but we can definitely recommend to the clients to go and get service. All right, I want you guys to read, and like I said, this was just a recap review. I want you to read 128. Okay, skin cancer and sun exposure. We're going to continue to talk about, we'll pick this up tomorrow as we talk about it. But you have an assignment, okay? And this is your assignment, estheticians. I want you to research skin cancer, okay? And what are some of the causes of skin cancer? And how do we, on the professional side, prevent skin cancer? Okay. And so, what are some of the causes of skin cancer? And how do we, as professionals, help prevent skin cancer? All right. And so, you would, I don't know how you're going to research it. We have many different ways to research, but I definitely want you to take a step back and say, okay, what is skin cancer? All right. And then why do I play such an important role in the prevention of skin cancer? You could say, as estheticians, my role is blank. My job is blank to help my clients have less exposure to skin cancer. All right, to the aspects that cause skin cancer. And so that's going to be your assignment. We're going to pick back up on that tomorrow. I just wanted to come in and do a light recap, tell you guys, don't forget about your terms, don't forget about your check-in questions. It is the end of the month and you guys are up for review. Also, at the same time, your assignment today is, let's learn a little bit about skin cancer and how, as an esthetician, you can help your clients prevent skin cancer. All right. Y'all have a blessed and amazing day. This is a travel day. I will not be able to be contacted if you need anything. Miss Richardson is available at the school's email, or you may even have her phone number. Okay. So just reach out. If I can't get you, I'm going to forward you over to her. It's been an absolute pleasing pleasure to make sure you guys get what you need. And remember, I'll see you in class tomorrow. You have a blessed day.